Welcome, civics students. Here we go again. I'm Mr. Snowbeck, your friendly civics teacher, and we're going to embark upon a lecture on the impeachment process. The steps to the impeachment process start with number one, there's a problem. A federal official is charged with misconduct while in office. The possible charges are perjury, abuse of power, and obstruction of justice. It could be the president, it could be a Supreme Court justice, it could be a House member or a Senate member. It's not just the President of the United States that can go through the impeachment process. The case then is referred to the House Judiciary Committee. This committee looks at and develops the charges that will move forward for the official that's being charged. Step 3 is the House Judiciary Committee reviews and may hold hearings. The whole idea is they're trying to find out if there's enough information to charge the official with specific charges that they choose to follow. Step 4 is the committee votes. The Judiciary Committee votes on whether to authorize a formal impeachment inquiry. This gets the process rolling to get the House moving forward on the process. Step 5 is the committee investigation. The Judiciary Committee investigates whether to offer articles of impeachment to the House of Representatives. That committee must vote to move it forward if they feel like there's enough information that the possible conviction could occur. So now the House votes. They vote separately on each article of impeachment. So you could have 2, 3, 4, 5 articles of impeachment. Sometimes that happens where they'll have 5, and then maybe they just move 3 forward if a majority vote occurs. A majority vote is 50% plus 1 voting members that are present for the vote. If the House votes 50% plus 1, the articles of impeachment then go to the Senate for trial. So just because you're impeached does not mean removed from office. That occurs through the Senate's process of holding a trial. So step 8 is they hold the trial. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court presides over the trial. The House members prosecute. The person being prosecuted has their own lawyers, and the Senate then works as the jury for the trial. Step 9 is the Senate votes on the impeachment. So in order to remove someone from office, you need a full 2/3 of the member present for conviction. So if there's 100 senators present, you're going to need 67 total votes to remove someone from office. Step 10 is the verdict. For instance, as they read the different charges, let's say there's 3 total charges, the Senate must then vote on each individual charge. So you could have 3 charges and only be convicted of 1, and then 1 is all is needed for removal. So they'll go through the vote. They need that 2/3 vote, so they need 67 votes if there's 140 members to remove someone from office. There have been a few officials throughout time that have went through the process. John Tyler, Vice President, was one where the process was started and proceedings were held for John Tyler to be removed. He was never removed, but he went through the impeachment process. So Andrew Johnson was the president that was actually impeached, right? He was accused of the crimes and he was impeached, but once the trial was held in the Senate, he was acquitted by 1 vote, so he was not removed from office. In 1972, Richard Nixon was involved in what they call the Watergate scandal. It was at the Watergate Hotel, and where burglars broke into the Democrats' campaign offices and were looking for information. Now, Nixon wasn't ever really found out to be involved in the actual break-in, but he was involved in the cover-up. So as they went through the impeachment process, Nixon decided to step down before he was ever removed from office. So Richard Nixon is pretty close to being our first president that was impeached. Then the trial was held, then removed, but they never held the trial. Why? Because he decided to step down before that happened. So President Bill Clinton was involved in an extramarital affair while he was president of the United States. And it wasn't charged for the affair. He was charged with perjury and obstruction of justice. So perjury meaning lying under oath, and then obstructing justice meaning obstructing the research into what had happened. So he went up, he was impeached, it went to trial, but he was acquitted from the charges, and he remained in office. So the Senate did not vote to remove him from President of the United States. Donald Trump is the most recent president to go through the impeachment process. In fact, he went through twice. The first, he was convicted of abuse of power and obstruction of justice, and he was impeached. It went to Senate trial. Then at the trial, it was voted 52 to 48 against conviction of the abuse of power charge. So he needed 2/3 votes. He needed 67, and they did not achieve that. And the second charge was conviction on obstruction of justice, and the vote was 53 to 47. So he was not removed from office because both charges did not receive the 67 number of votes needed to convict and remove from president. The second time Donald Trump was impeached was following his re-election campaign, where several supporters stormed the Capitol and entered the Capitol grounds. The House charged him with high crimes and misdemeanors by inciting violence against the government of the United States. He was impeached in the process by the House of Representatives. It went on to the Senate for trial, and the Senate actually received 57 votes to remove him from office, but they did not receive the threshold of 67 total votes, so President Trump was never removed from office following the charges of high crimes and misdemeanors, inciting violence against the United States government. So he was the only president that has been impeached on 2 different occasions. Hopefully it gives you an idea of how many people and some examples of people being impeached in the United States government. You can go back and read a little bit more about them, either online or in the information in your slides. Hopefully this helps you get a better understanding of how the impeachment process works and some examples where the impeachment process was used. Have a great day and good luck on your exam.